So now I write probably 8 to 10 songs per week, 5 days a week, almost 2 songs a day. So I might do 30 songs, 35 songs in a month. For me, this was an interesting challenge. We've written theme songs for the German football club, 2 different World Cups that we've done the theme songs for. And so when you're writing a song like this, you have to be mindful. I mean, you are writing a song for a stadium. You're writing it kind of a dance record, but it's more like a euphoric championship song. But you also don't want it to be cheesy. These types of songs can be very, very cheesy, corny, very quickly. So it took a lot of different attempts at thinking about, like, what can we say here that doesn't, you also don't want to sing about football, right? It's like, score a goal, you don't want to have any lyrics in there that's like that. So it just kind of needs to feel like we're aiming for euphoric, type of record that can make people feel emotion and happy and emotional at the same time. So it's definitely tricky. They're much harder to write than you think, because you're not just writing your own personal story. You're writing knowing there will be 80,000, 100,000 people plus a billion people watching. And so you want something that will make people have, goosebumps. Yes, I mean, I was cheering for Germany. I was hoping that they were going to be in the finals from day one. So a little sad, but England versus Spain, I think, is also really, really cool. I have a lot of Spanish friends, and I love Spain, and I have a lot of British friends. So I'm not picking a team tonight, because I don't want to piss off either of my friends. But yeah, I have no idea who's going to win. I know Spain is favored to win. I usually vote for the underdog always, so that makes me kind of want England to win. I always want the underdog. I'm happy to be performing. I think, again, if Germany was in it tonight, I think Berlin would be, it's already going to be crazy, but Berlin would just be unhinged if it was a German game. We started writing the album over 2 years ago. The first single was West Coast, and West Coast was followed immediately by our second single, which was I Ain't Worried, which, of course, because of Top Gun, became a much bigger thing than we ever anticipated. I had literally no idea when we did the song. I didn't think, if you asked me, is this a hit song? I would have been like, it's good. I don't know if it's a hit. Like, I love the song, but I had no predictions about that song. So that surprised us. And we spent the next year, the song kept getting bigger and bigger in different countries around the world. And so we really chose to focus on that record and not put out too many other songs. We waited a year to put out Runaway. And then shortly after that, and we had, in that same time period, we had a song called Sunshine that did really well. And then we had the David Guetta song last fall. So 9 months ago, we had the song. We thought it was going to come out in January, February. And then David and I spoke, and we said, this isn't a winter song, it's a summer song. And he has his residency in Ibiza. And we had the idea, what if we premiere the song? We debut at Ultra Festival in Miami. That's the biggest electronic music festival. Let's just debut it there. So that became the whole idea, was let's put out I Don't Want to Wait going into the summer. We have the UEFA song coming as well. Way more dance music than OneRepublic normally does. We do like maybe one dance record every 4 years. So that made me nervous. I was like unsure about having 2 dance records out at the same time. So we're probably not going to do, all my DJ friends maybe don't call me for another 3 years, because we need to like distance ourselves for a little bit from dance music. But I'm so happy the songs have connected the way they have. it's really hard to find an audience in 2024. We're so lucky that we keep getting to do this and connecting with fans. It's every single year just feels like, it's a blessing. Good. I did a single for 21 Savage at the end of last year. And I just did a song with Sexy Red. I just did another one with Lay Banks. I'm going into work with Coi Leray. I've definitely been reaching in my hip hop bag, and I just did a song with A$AP Ferg. Hoping to do some stuff with Quavo and Metro Boomin coming up, and Lil Yachty. So definitely doing a fair amount of hip hop. My approach to songwriting, I would say the only thing that has changed in the last 10 years or 20 years is I write way more songs than I used to. Before social media stole the attention of billions of people that used to watch big television shows, social media has now taken most of those eyeballs. Big TV shows that you have in Germany, like Wetten Das, or in the United States, we had The Voice and things. People still watch, but it's not the same. It's not the same amount of eyeballs. Even if you write a song that you think is the best song you've ever written, a great song, there's a greater chance than anything that you put it out and it does nothing. And it does nothing not because it's not good, but because the world doesn't know it exists, because everyone's distracted. And there's so many songs per day coming out, 150,000 new songs every day. So not every song can go viral, and not every artist is as famous or big as Billie Eilish or Taylor or Ed Sheeran. So for the rest of us, we have to find alternative ways of people knowing we have a song. The only way that I know how to combat that is, obviously, once we release a song, now we're doing way more promotion on social media, TikTok and Instagram and all those things. I'm very emotionally attached to a song when I'm writing it because it's my story. I'm trying to connect with people. And I used to be very emotionally attached after the song came out. So if I put a song out like Secrets or like Counting Stars or like I Ain't Worried, when the song came out, if it didn't do well, if people didn't like it, it would just destroy me. Like, oh, it's not doing well. People don't like it. I'm terrible. I'm the worst, and you go through all these things. And I also didn't write that many songs. I would write maybe 2 songs a month, 3 songs a month, right? 1 song a week at most. Because I knew that if I had a good song, there was an avenue for me to let the world know it exists. Like I said, you go perform on the big German TV shows or French TV shows or American TV shows. And as long as the song was great and we did a good job performing it, the song would go. Since that doesn't happen anymore that much, the only thing I know how to do is just work harder. So now I write probably 8 to 10 songs per week, 5 days a week, almost 2 songs a day. So I might do 30 songs, 35 songs in a month. As weird as it sounds, first of all, it's made me a much better songwriter, but it allows me to have way more chances of people connecting with something. Because it used to be, this is the single. We're only playing this song and talking about this song for the next 4 months, right? That doesn't matter anymore. It's like, no, here's the album, or here's the song. Okay, it's not working. Here's another song. Okay, it's not working. Here's another song that we love. Oh, this one's working. And that's just the way it is now. And so if you're an artist, the thing that you have to learn how to do is be less precious. The Police, Every Breath You Take, recently went viral. Aha, Take On Me went viral. It's either because of a TV show, right, like Stranger Things or Euphoria, or a TV commercial uses it. It's usually just mostly random. And then maybe about 5% of the time it's somebody at the record label or in the marketing team that has a really interesting idea of how to reactivate an older song with a marketing plan. So you can, if you're super, super savvy with marketing, you can take an old song and say, I have a crazy idea for this old OneRepublic song to see if we can make it go viral. But it's extremely difficult to manifest. Whoever figures out how to make things go viral, like they're the next billionaire. No, I do not consider TikTok in writing process. I only consider it after the process. It is super dangerous to write for TikTok. I also find it kind of gross. I think it's inauthentic. I have friends that work for TikTok. I love their friends, and TikTok's fun. This isn't me shitting on TikTok. I'm just saying if you are sitting down, it's very tempting to write for TikTok, especially if you haven't broken yet and you're a young artist. But I think that's like soulless. It's like, it's not where good art comes from. It's not where good art comes from. That's the equivalent of in high school buying certain clothes, hoping that you become popular. You know, just be cool, be a good person, be yourself, and then people will like you. So music is the same way. You can't write for TikTok. But once you've written it, then be as clever and creative as you can on ways that you can break it. And there are some artists that are brilliant, absolutely masters of TikTok marketing. They're better than any record label person I've ever met because they've lived in it for so long. And I watch them, and they break every song they put out. They somehow connect. And that's its own skill set. It's crazy. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. So yeah, good luck. No, I don't think the formula for writing songs has changed. I think you have to tell your truth. You have to write something that makes you want to dance or cry or sing, something that gives you all the emotion and the goosebumps, something that is true to you. And you have to write, that's what you have to write, period. You have to love it. You have to love it so much that you are freaking out. Then you see what happens. That's it. And I've never written a song for social media in my life. I definitely don't plan on it. I don't think that fundamentally songwriting has changed. I think songs have gotten shorter, but that's a reflection of people's attention spans. You know, your average person doesn't want to hear 5-minute long song, 4-minute long song. And that's just another trend, right? That will come back 5 years from now, 6 years from now. All of a sudden songs will be 4 minutes again, 5 minutes. Who knows? Bohemian Rhapsody is one of the greatest songs ever written, and that shit's like 10 minutes. So, you know what I mean? All it takes is one song that changes everything, that goes against the grain, and becomes a hit. And then everybody goes, oh, that's a new trend. You know, that's a new thing. That song is 5 minutes long. And I think if you write a great lyric and you perform it incredibly well, you will always find an audience for it. Like if Gautier put out Somebody I Used to Know right now, I would still bet $1,000 that song's going to be a hit because it's just that good. And so at the end of the day, the only thing that's changed is I think for years in the music industry and in pop culture, you had the opportunity for good songs to slowly grow organically and become big, big hits. Nowadays, it kind of has to be great. That's the one thing that's changed. Like, songs have to be better now. Like, to really, really, really go all the way, it just has to be better. Better music, better lyric, hookier, because the songs that are just good tend to get drowned out by all the noise from all the other hundreds of thousands of songs.